E aí, galera do YouTube? Tudo bom? Aqui tá tudo bom também. Estamos de volta aqui com Vampyr, da onde paramos no último episódio. Nós colocamos os cartazes ali pro nosso querido Sr. Throgmorton. E nós vamos lá falar com ele. Enfim, antes de prosseguir, curta, comente, compartilhe com seus amigos e se inscreva no canal para dar aquele help. Partiu! Deixa eu ver, eu vim da onde? Cadê o doutor? Ô, doutor! Ali. Distribui os bagulhos.
Good evening, Mr. Throgmorton.
Dr. Reid, can I be of any assistance? Have you noticed anything suspicious?
I put up your public service announcement. Consider the common folk warned about the vampiric presence.
Thank you, Dr. Reid. You may not realize it, but you saved a great many lives today.
Do you really think they could be useful?
See the sad saint of the East End? How a single man can help so many people? I consider myself the discreet protector of these men and women.
Ok.
Tell me, Ichabod, why do you consider yourself the protector of Sean Hampton's shelter?
He is a truly inspiring example. Dedicated, pious. His shelter is open to all, whoever they are. Most admirable.
É, só que ele é um vampiro, né, querido? É que você não sabe disso ainda.
Goodbye.
Tá, deixa eu ver qual é o próximo, qual é o próximo, qual é o próximo. Recupere algumas garrafas para Tom Watts. Beleza, onde estão? Ah, tá pertinho. Pertinho. Tem como eu subir aqui? Não precisa. Que bom. É pra lá? É aqui, ó. Tem gente aqui?
He's dead!
Tom has so much alcohol, he could keep this district afloat for quite some time.
Tá. Notícia de jornal. Jovem preso por tentativa de assassinato. Ontem à noite, um jovem chamado Tom Watts foi preso pela polícia devido a uma tentativa de assassinato no renomado restaurante Sino Prateado, em Percival Street. O suspeito foi avistado em frente ao restaurante apontando uma arma para os clientes por cerca de 1 minuto, sem disparar. 2 testemunhas denunciaram o comportamento dele. Watts foi preso sem maiores incidentes, mas se recusou a explicar suas ações dizendo apenas seu nome. O policial que respondeu nossas perguntas confirmou que a arma estava carregada. É provável que o Watts sinta toda a fúria da corte de sua majestade por essa transgressão. O jovem será preso por pelo menos alguns anos. Vixe! Sabia desse babado, não. Vou ir pra lá, não? E aí, meu querido? Não sobrou nada. Não, volta. Who the hell are you?
Good evening, sir.
Well,
I'm Dr. John.
and I am Arch.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
People used to feel safe around here. They had the gangs protecting them. Now all they do is bicker and plot against one another.
Missing the good old days, are you not?
Trust me, son. The longer you live, the less meaning your existence will have. You need to remember the days you still had beliefs.
And what about the gangs?
Back in my day, people trusted the wet boot boys. We looked out for the Docks and its families. Nowadays, they're just a bunch of greedy fuckers.
You were a gang member?
I was their leader for a time, believe it or not. Now these bastards act like I'm nothing. Not one of them. They owe me some damn respect.
If you were such a respected figure, surely you have many interesting stories about this part of town.
You bet I do, but make no mistake. I'm no rat, sir. Some secrets are best left buried.
Who would you trust around here?
The owner of the Turquoise Turtle's a decent fella. Tom's his name. Sean Hampton's all right too. Don't particularly share his religious views. He's quite devout, if you catch my meaning.
Do you still know anyone? From the old days, I mean.
Most of them are dead. I still give Miss Gillingham salutations. She doesn't remember me. She did once like me. Boy, she was a beauty back then.
Any remarkable new faces around here?
Nobody. Well, there's that boy Rufus the Curse. I like him, despite the reputation he's made since his parents died. Poor little bastard.
I'm sure a district as colorful as the Docks must have plenty of stories about strange visitors and creepy characters.
So, you want me to talk about the sewer dog, don't you?
If you don't mind.
The sewer dog is a bitch. Appropriately named, an old woman dressed in rags. She has an elegance, though, despite her ugliness. I saw her once. Scared the life out of me.
Tell me everything you know about the Guard of Priwen.
Andrew never told me what they do. I do know they're vigilantes with military training. Access to some impressive firepower.
And what is your personal opinion about the Guard, then?
This Guard of Priwen is just another gang preying on the young and naive. Preying on people like my boy. I know how it works. I invented it.
Have you always been so bitter?
It's not bitterness, it's poorly masked disgust. When everything turns to shit, we all have to eat a spoon or two.
With everything that's happened recently, the war, Spanish flu, I must concede that these are difficult times.
A few nights ago, I saw a kid eating a rat. He was right in front of one of those abandoned houses nearby. Just chewing on a living rat's insides.
Tell me about the Wet Boot Boys, Archer. I want to know more.
We were there for the families and each other. It was us against the world. We were vicious, tough, even cruel. But we were united.
You sound like you were some kind of radical union member.
Yes, nowadays the communists and gangs squabble over pointless territory. Sounds stupid when you say it out loud.
Why did your son really join the Guard of Priwen?
If I believed in a higher power, I'd see this as punishment for my own sins. I deserve it for all the young men I enlisted back in the day.
You don't believe in God, though, do you, Mr. Woodbead? So why did he join?
Now I think about it, Andrew joined the Guard, not to defy me, but to follow in my footsteps, to make me proud.
So your son has left you nothing to explain his actions? No letter or message?
Not even a note. I'm a proud man, Dr. Reid. But I would kneel and pray if I thought it would give me my Andrew back.
Goodbye, sir.
Welcome back, Doc.
Why does your waitress feel in danger working on the docks?
This part of town is dangerous for all, but for women it's worse, as always. Sabrina is a brave girl, but she can't help feeling in danger.
Do you think she has good reason to feel this way? Are you not worried about her safety?
Of course I am. The truth is, she's tougher than me deep inside. She just has to learn to control it.
You attempted murder. Give me some details.
I was given an order to kill. I was an obedient gang member at the time. A proud, wet boot boy.
Why did you join the gang?
Because I finally felt useful. Do you have any idea what it means to feel respected when the rest of the world shits on you?
So you were ordered to kill someone. What happened then?
I don't know if you can possibly understand, but I couldn't kill him. I just stood there pointing my gun. Someone saw me. I gave up.
Why couldn't you shoot?
My target was eating in that fancy restaurant with mirrors and music. He was eating, drinking, laughing. He was having such a good time. I hated him for his bottomless appetite and easy life of easy pickings. And then something happened.
You refused to kill him because you wanted to feel some of that happiness yourself. You empathized with him.
Exactly. The man was a bloody landlord who rented overpriced flats. A selfish bastard. But he made me smile. And I was no different from him.
Tell me about your arrest for attempted murder, Tom.
I tried to kill someone. I got arrested. I paid my debt and I have nothing to hide.
So you mean your customers know about your sordid past?
Yeah, why do you think this is the last pub open? I have nothing to hide and I don't judge. That's a relief for many round here.
Do you think prison changed you? Made you a better man?
Oh, I don't know about that. All I brought back is bad memories, scars, and an ugly tattoo of a blue turtle.
But do you feel cleansed of your sins?
All I know is that I'm at peace. I did what I did, but I wouldn't do it again. Does that make me a better man? I don't know.
Why not leave town and start a new life after you got out of jail?
I grew up in the East End. This is where my roots are. This is where I want to help others and die, eventually.
Do you think the docks will always be a hive of scum and villainy?
As long as poverty and fear run the show, I don't see how it would change. Misery loves company, as they say.
Don't you feel threatened, staying in such a violent and criminal neighborhood?
I've made peace with my violent past, Dr. Reid. I may not be a pacifist, but I'm not angry anymore.
You lied to me, Tom. Your warehouse wasn't empty. It was inhabited with armed vigilantes.
I'm sorry, Dr. Reid, but I thought those Pre-Wan guards would be willing to let someone like you pass without trouble.
That was devious of you, Tom. Next time you can bloody well go yourself.
I apologize, Doctor, but it's just that I prefer to avoid the law, its enforcers, and all manner of thugs in uniform.
Here is your booze. I hope it will appease your customers. Just try not to kill anyone with this poison of yours.
Believe me, Doctor, most of my customers are less agreeable when sober.
Goodbye.
Deixa eu falar com ela rapidão.
You still what?
Were you aware of Tom's past incarceration?
That's the first thing he told me when he offered me the job. He didn't want me hearing about his past from anyone else.
Did it surprise you to find out about it?
Not really. I was already aware of his reputation before I met him. That's why I came to the Turtle in the first place.
Most people would have run away because of that.
Not me. I thought a man like him could give me stability, you know? At least to some degree. And I wasn't mistaken.
Tell me, Sabrina, do you really believe Tom has renounced his life of crime?
He proves it to me every day he tells the truth. Tom Watts is a good man. One of the best.
And you don't think he might fall back into his sordid ways?
We can all do terrible things, Dr. Reid. And we never know what we're really capable of until it's too late.
Goodbye, Miss Cavendish.
Be he cursed or not, he's just another lost orphan.
Good evening.
What?
Is there anything...
How dare...
Goodbye.
Deixa eu ver se eu consigo achar, falar alguma coisa com ele aqui.
Welcome.
Então,
Goodbye, Mr. Watts.
beleza, então.
So few clients. What with the epidemic, no one dares go. Outside.
Tá, é pra lá que eu tenho que ir, né, mano? Aqui tá aberto. Ai, que bom. Ah, interessante. E como eu vou pra lá? Ah, não gostei desse barulho aqui não, hein? Ai, tchau. Quero perder meu tempo com você, mano. Na moral. Aqui não tem lugar, né? Não tem coisa pra fazer aqui. Tá, como que eu vou pra lá, velho? Deixa eu ver. Tá, eu tenho que ir pra lá, mas não dá pra eu ir por aqui, velho. Como é que eu vou pra lá? Ir pra lá. Ir pra lá. Tem como ir por aqui, sei lá? Olha o Scal. Putz, não, que acho que não tem, velho. Ou tem, acho que tem sim, que peraí. Acho que tem sim, mano. Deixa eu ver um bagulho aqui, rapidão. Opa, e aí, mano? Firmeza?
Yeah.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne.
I can feel it coming in my bones. A hatred. A wave of bitter.
Tem um lugar pra eu ir que tem uma saída, peraí. Não, não é aqui, é aqui eu acho. Que daí eu subo ali e atravesso a ponte, peraí. É, acho que é aqui mesmo. É Saltwork Bridge, aqui mesmo. Foi onde aconteceu o negócio comigo lá. Onde eu sofri as...
This is despicable. I have this thirst for blood. This is despicable.
negócio aqui.
It's allowed, sir. This one's mine! Filthy piece of shit! Oh, Christ! Fuck, it's fast!
It's locked.
Look at it! This is fucker! He's dead! Steady, boys! Mine, vermin! Mine! I'll take it. Pay for that! Want some of this? Pay for this!
Mano, peraí. É atrás de mim que tá o bagulho. Tá, aqui embaixo. Então não é aqui. É aqui então. que é aqui? Porque é pra baixo. Aqui é onde eu nasci? Olha, acho que é, hein? Peraí. Ah, não. Eu tô voltando tudo. Mano. Ei. Na moral. Onde a bomba detonou, tá? É aqui embaixo.
This
tá falando.
place looks like the picture I saw of the bomb site. Yes. The place has changed since the explosion, but it was definitely here. I should find some way to pay my respects.
Pegar uma flor.
May all who suffered from this tragedy find or rest in peace.
Eu não posso fazer viagem rápida. Na moral. Isso que é a bosta desse jogo, mano. Não tem viagem rápida nessa merda.
It's locked, all right.
É.
I can't believe I'm doing this. Good evening.
What?
I found the location of the explosion, Mr. Delaney. I placed a flower for you where it happened, just as you asked.
Really? That's so kind. I never thought someone would... Well, thank you, Doctor.
It's nothing, really. And I'm sorry for your loss.
What? No, I didn't know them. No car was supposed to park there that day. Stupid bastard, why did he park there?
You're the man who hid that bomb.
I don't want to talk about it. Leave me alone.
Vixe.
I sense your guilt, Dyson. Why is that? Did you not think violence was an acceptable political tool?
I still believe our fight was just. By killing an innocent couple who were just at the wrong place at the wrong time. No way.
You are guilty and you deserve no compassion. You chose the weapon of a coward, and you run away from the truth.
I know. Maybe I deserve judgment. Until that day, I'll just be Dyson the drunk, not Dyson the murderer.
I want you to remember the bomb, Dyson. Tell me about it.
No. I don't want to remember it.
Why use a bomb? What were you trying to destroy?
The Dawson & Dawson ammunitions factory. A symbol of violence against the people. My group wanted to destroy it to send a message.
The victims. They were not the target then.
I spent so much time figuring out the perfect moment. I used a short fuse. No car had ever parked there. They all died.
Is there anything in
How dare...
Why?
Sinister.
Goodbye. Good evening, miss. I am Dr. Reid. May I ask you a few questions?
Who are you? What do you want?
As I just told you, I'm a doctor. From the Pembroke Hospital, actually.
The Pembroke Hospital, you say? I ain't paying any bill left by Clay.
I'm not here to collect payment, miss.
Miss Edwina Cox. So what do you want then?
Esposa do Clay Cox.
Fancy buying something from me, maybe?
What can you tell me about your work?
I'm a businesswoman. I buy and sell things, and I send my wet boot boys after anyone who don't play nice with me.
Gang member and shopkeeper. Can't be easy running double shifts.
If you're interested, I may find use of a doctor who can freely walk across the city, you know.
I'm not interested in a career in the criminal underworld, Miss Cox.
Fair enough. Stay away from us then, if you don't want to get hurt or worse.
Since my return from the war, I don't feel that concerned by threats, knives, or even bullets, if you must know.
That's exactly what that stupid trade unionist claimed after he attacked one of us. Booth and I reminded him a bullet beats words every time.
You're quite blunt, aren't you?
I like people who know what they want and say what they think. This is a time of great opportunity for those ready to embrace their destiny.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
You can't trust anyone around here. As soon as you lower your guard, you can be sure some arsehole will take advantage of you.
Really? Don't you think that's a little bit excessive?
Bastards, all of them. This region only responds to violence and threats.
You sound like you're thinking of somebody in particular.
Take the gravediggers of Southwark. They must pay me every week, but it looks like they forgot who gave them permission to steal from the dead.
Looting corpses in a mass grave. That is a new low.
Whatever. Hey, since you're a doctor and all, maybe you can access that forbidden area and remind those bastards what they owe.
Tell me about the man you and Booth killed, Edwina.
The bastard killed one of us and received retribution. There's nothing else to say.
What happened exactly?
I don't know, and I don't care. One of ours was killed by that communist bastard, but he didn't brag for long.
So you have no idea what really happened, but you executed him anyway.
No one messes with the wet boot boys, Doctor. This is our territory, and this is our law.
And your conscience is clear. You kill without hesitation.
Violence is an efficient tool, Dr. Reid, when used properly.
So you decide who lives and who dies, just like that.
Yes, Doctor. Just like that. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm saying it's my way of dealing with troublemakers.
Goodbye, Miss Cox.
Achei boot.
Perhaps we should have listened to what the idiot had to say first.
Quero falar com ele, não consigo. Booth. Tá, bugou o Booth. Vou esperar.
I must look a fool. Heartens me to know you can't see me, my sweet queen. Perhaps we should have listened to what the idiot had to say first.
The sewer dog's fault, they say. Then the gangs, the epidemics, everyone's fault.
Tá, eu vou reto aqui. Daí eu desço. Cai e desço. Acho que é aqui então. Aqui será? Provavelmente não. É atrás de mim, mas não tem nada atrás de mim. Eu deve ter perdido algo aqui, ó. Sei lá. Dá pra quebrar isso aqui?
This is a slaughterhouse.
De Seymour para minha querida mãe Stella.
From Seymour to my beloved mother Stella. Fishburne, that sneaky bastard. It's locked.
Quer saber? Eu vou entregar pra mãe dele. Vou falar com ele.
Good evening, Mr.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne. Evening.
Evening, Miss.
So long, Rufus.
Am I really cursed? It would explain so much.
Good evening, Mrs. Fishburne. May I come in, please?
Of course. Dr. Reid. Does grow eyes in the back of that head, sir. What can I do for you?
I believe you may find this necklace of interest.
What is it? I don't understand.
It's a gift your son was hoping to give you. But I'm afraid it links him to the nearby murders.
You mean this belongs to one of his victims? Jesus. I knew this day would come. Please, Dr. Reid, accept this for your trouble and leave me be.
This day? You mean you already knew? Are you buying my silence? I will not be an accomplice in this.
What? No. My son's crimes distress me more than you can imagine. But I'm his mother. I love him, I do.
Your son's gone way beyond simply bullying people. He has a taste for blood, and you know it, don't you, Stella?
One night, he told me straight up, in his own words. It was several days after one of his episodes.
Why did he confess? Did you suspect something?
No. I guess he wanted his old mum to help him fight his, demons.
Did Seymour tell you everything that night?
More than I could stand. The words he used to describe his hate, his rage, how he feels when he's done it.
Tell me about these demons Seymour needs your help to fight.
Seymour used to be such a happy child. And he is still a helping son most of the time. But when he gets angry, he can hardly contain his rage.
All men and women are born innocent, Mrs. Fishburne. But there can be a monster within any of us.
Do you think he can be cured, Doctor? Do you think something can extinguish this rage inside my Seymour?
Science has only just begun to investigate the mysteries of the human mind. Currently, we have more assumptions than fact.
There ain't no hope, then. Somehow, somewhere, my son has turned into a monster, and nothing will bring him back.
Stella, I know you are ashamed of your son's crimes. So why do you protect Seymour?
I can't report my own son, can I? Not a burden I could bear.
Burden? How do you mean?
They'd hang him for sure. I won't send my only son to his death.
I'm convinced you raised Seymour the best you could. You're not responsible for what he became.
If someone ever found the courage to speak to the police, I will take my share.
Goodbye, Miss...
Let's grow eyes in the back.
Good evening, Mr.
Yeah.
Why is your mother protecting you, Seymour?
I'm her son. She's the only one who knows me. Sometimes I think she knows me better than I know myself.
I understand you love her, but can't you see the awful situation you've put her in?
Do you think my mum would have a better life if I were dead? She seems so sad to know me sometimes.
I don't believe death is the appropriate sentence for murder. Not in a civilized society. But the last word has to remain with the law.
There is no law around here. No justice to be found. In these parts, revenge is the only answer.
Tell me about your victims, Seymour. Who were they? Why them? Was there a link?
Why should there be? They just kept getting on my nerves at the worst times, that's all.
How many? How many victims?
It's not like I keep records. It happens when it happens.
You feel nothing, do you? No empathy for your victims at all?
You seem pretty calm yourself, don't you?
We're not talking about me.
All right. Well, our calm's the only thing we have in common then.
Did you take pleasure in killing them, Seymour? All those people, all those lives extinguished.
I take no pleasure from it. Just gives me peace. Stills the anger. For a time.
This rage you feel, have you ever been able to control it? Resist it?
I tried. For my mum, I tried for her. Telling the truth made me feel better. For a while.
Seek help. Talk to someone you trust, someone who cares about you.
No. And don't dare speak about me to your colleagues either. Keep your mouth shut tight. Especially about my mum.
Goodbye. Evening, Rufus.
Evening, Miss...
So long, Rufus. Be...
So love to gaze at the stars.
Ah, não acredito. Eu tava lá. Tá bom, vai.
The fog's been hiding them of late.
This place. Rain may have washed away the blood, but not the memory. My poor Mary.
Olá, botineiros. Uma vez só as dúvidas de vocês sobre a missão de saquear cadáveres em Southwark. Se virem sozinhos. E digo mais. Agradeçam por eu não repassar as reclamações para Edwina, senão ela ia pessoalmente cortar as bolas de vocês fora. Um passarinho me contou que vocês fizeram piada sobre aquilo que eu vi no pier. Então quer dizer que eu sou um maluco que tem medo da própria sombra? Ou um doido que treme igual uma velha com história de fantasmas? Muito bem, gosto de saber que meus rapazes estão felizes. Mas pode deixar que o maluco aqui vai rir em cima de cadáver fedorento de vocês depois que aquele monstro destroçar seus miolos. Aproveitem as próximas noites, meus camaradas. Ouvi dizer que o tempo vai ficar nublado e chuvoso. Boot?
This is my watch. Damn grave robbers.
Nossa, onde eu tô indo?
Feel it coming in my bones. The hatred.
She's got no idea who she's dealing with.
Good evening, sir.
Who the fuck are you? Don't you see I'm busy here?
Dr. Jonathan Reid, that's who I am. And who are you?
Ah, some fancy gentleman we've got here. Clear off. We don't want strangers on our streets.
So you won't tell me your name, then?
The name is Booth Digby. Maybe I'll ask my boys to break one or two of your bones, just so you remember it.
Are you some kind of vigilante patrolling these streets at night?
Something like that, but the police aren't in charge here. We are, see?
So you're a concerned criminal, is that it?
Using funny jokes about me and my boys, are you? Fuck. You must have some balls.
I saw many men like you during the war, Mr. Digby. Greedy little cockroaches who feed on despair.
I could kill you for saying that. But, nah. You've been a soldier. I can respect that.
So, tell me about your gang, then.
What? Have you got a death wish? You really want me to answer that?
Well, yes. You seem so proud of your status. Why not tell me who you're working for?
Oi! I'm the boss, all right? The Wet Boot Boys work for me. All of them. Situation round here is better than other districts because of us. Because of me.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
Things ain't that bad, thanks to us. We give people what they need, and we control this borough.
Well, you're not doing a very good job. People are still dying here like everywhere else.
Yeah, well, we can't be everywhere all the time. And Edwina says if we can find more guns, we could be more efficient.
More efficient? Really? You should probably tell Edwina that guns are useless against diseases and infections.
Incredible. You know what? You're lucky she can't hear you right now. She's more smart than patient. My sweet queen of the docks.
I know you believe monsters are real, Booth.
They are. I know, I saw one, but no one believes me.
Tell me what you saw.
It was a few years ago. Clay Cox was still the boss then. He'd sent me to the shipyard to find out who was stealing tools and ropes at night.
Go on.
First, I thought it was an old lady with a limp. It looked frail and crooked. Then I saw it grab a bloody beam and lift it like it was a stick. I shouted. It looked straight at me.
Do you know what it was?
It was all eyes and long teeth, but I couldn't see its face. I shot at it when it moved towards me and I hit it. And then it jumped and vanished in the shadows.
You could have imagined all that. These docks can be so gloomy at night. With the fog and the wind and the boats creaking.
No, Doctor. That night I saw the fucking sewer dog for real. It's not a beast like the stories say. It's the ghost of an old woman. Bullets can't stop it. But no one believes me.
Are your friends mocking you?
Even Edwina told me once to never speak about it, but I know what I saw. And it wasn't a human. Not human at all.
Tell me about the man you killed, Booth. What happened?
One of us had been killed, so we had to retaliate. That's the whole story.
There has to be more to it than that.
No, really, one of us got killed, so the killer had to die. That's how things have always been done round here. No one gives a shit.
I think you're wrong. Maybe the docks have always been violent, but you can't say the living don't suffer because of it.
And then what? Let the commies and the anarchists rule? Nah. We're the wet boot boys. Our fathers died on these docks and they belong to us.
Goodbye. Good evening.
Hello again.
Tell me your feelings about Booth's belief in monsters, Edwina.
It makes him look weak in front of the boys. That's my feeling about it. But ghosts don't scare me.
You don't believe he really saw something, then?
I don't care what he saw or not. All I know is that a real man keeps his fears to himself if he wants to be obeyed.
Booth Digby looks at you with love-struck eyes. Tell me, Edwina, is the feeling mutual?
You have no idea how refreshing it can be for a woman to receive all the pleasure she needs. For once.
I'll take your word for it.
What is it, Doctor? A woman's not supposed to talk about these things.
Behind all your crude words and your attitude, I sense romance and a soft heart, Miss Cox.
Romance? I have no time for such rubbish.
Que merda!
I managed to reach the mass grave in Southwark. It was not pleasant.
Spare me the details, Dr. Reid. All I want to know is what happened to those bastards who owed me money.
I'm afraid those bastards, as you call them, are in the mass grave.
Dead? Shit. That money would have been useful. Well, I'll tell my boys to avoid the place if it's that dangerous.
Yes. Everybody should avoid that place until further notice.
Okay then, Doctor. It looks like you deserve your reward after all. The Wet Boot Boys thank you for your help.
Goodbye, Miss Cox.
You...
Goodbye, Mr.
Tá, aqui eu já resolvi tudo. Aqui também. Aqui falta esse. Eu precisava ver isso aqui mesmo. Onde que é? Nossa, é uma viagem. Espera aí. Eu tenho que ir reto. Aqui, pá. Atrás de mim aqui. Tem que ir lá pra Whitechapel. Deixa eu ver por aqui. Yup.
It ain't human! Kill it! A leech! A leech!
Tchau, 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 tchau. Vou reto. Ai!
Look lively! It's on to us! These spotted! Watch out, boys!
Tá. Nossa, meu Deus, quanto load. Deixa eu falar pra você, cara. Descobri um negócio sobre a sua esposa.
Hey!
Bosta, não tem.
I'll leave you for now.
Aqui.
Another night with the glorious...
It is good to see you again, Jonathan. How are you?
I'm better than one might expect, Lady Ashbury. Dr. Swansea has asked me to investigate the recent disturbances in the hospital, caused by scars.
Really? What do you mean?
I discovered the most intriguing skull. An elderly woman answering to the name of Old Bridget, and a man who helps them remain hidden in London.
Old Bridget? Peculiar name. I've never heard of her.
According to Old Bridget, Skulls can lead a peaceful existence like us. They are even able to nourish themselves by feeding on corpses and the flesh of the dead.
How vile. Please, Jonathan, let's change the subject.
Skulls of London have gone into hiding. Both mortals and immortals plot their extermination.
Yes. Skulls are the orphans of the Vampire Society. They are the shame of their genitors, a disgrace to the vampire that created them.
There is something ominous closing around me, Lady Ashbury. Something spies upon me from the shadows. Something cruel and wicked.
Whatever do you mean, Jonathan?
If Sean Hampton and Harriet were not the guilty parties, then who? I saw the bodies and the blood.
Your rebirth has not gone unnoticed, Jonathan. Be extremely careful. If you get in the way of an immortal's plans...
Do you suspect someone?
I don't know, Jonathan. I steer clear of vampire politics, especially whilst hunters roam the city's streets.
Goodbye for now, my...
Tá, como eu vou lá no distrito, eu vou ter que fabricar um monte. fé cristã ou culto. O que é imortalidade? Ter seu nome escrito na história? Criar filhos que honrarão sua memória? Ganhar o lugar onde os santos no paraíso? Sean Hampton, fundador do sanatório Hampton do East End, tem sua própria resposta. A eternidade vem àqueles que demonstram a presença divina em suas ações. Também conhecido como o Santo Triste, por sua inigualável empatia pelas pessoas e a pena constante que sente por suas adversidades. Sean Hampton fez seu sanatório um abrigo para almas perdidas. Ele dá aos pobres comida e um lugar onde dormir. Apesar disso, o sanatório esteve fechado nos últimos dias, e as últimas sessões de oração abertas ao público se desviaram para a idolatria digna de um culto. Se definirmos a heresia como a fé de que se perdeu, Sean Hampton e seu rebanho parecem ter se tornado hereges. Pela primeira vez desde que conheci o Santo Triste, ouço pessoas falarem mal dele. E os mistérios cânticos que se ouvem através das portas fechadas do abrigo são mais preocupantes que inspiradoras. Talvez como consequência dessa suspeita, a situação sanitária das Docas piorou consideravelmente. Privados de um lugar para dormir, os pobres adoecem dormindo ao relento. As pessoas estão preferindo contrair a morte em vez de se unirem a um culto desconhecido. Nada mais se precisa dizer da reputação destruída do Santo Triste. Uma reputação que só será restaurada quando o sanatório abrir suas portas novamente. E.W. Putz, véi, tá crítico lá agora? Merda. Bom, galera, eu vou terminar este vídeo por aqui. Nos vemos no próximo episódio. Até mais!